Welcome to the Lockdown Economy, a series of interviews by the think tank AlterContacts, where the real entrepreneurs share their insights. My name is Yulia Skupchenko, and today my guest is Angele Giuliano, business angel, mentor, and the founder of AcrossLimits. Hello, Angele. How are you today?
Hi, Julia. I'm quite okay. I'm coming to you from Malta, which, just in case people don't know, it's a small island in the middle of the Mediterranean. But of course, we are in Europe, an EU country, and it's very hot today.
Yes, the weather has been quite in favor of beach visits, but maybe not so much of interviews. So tell me, before we jump into talking about AcrossLimits, what is the life of business angel? What does a day from a life of a business angel look like?
Yeah, let me start a bit backward. Let me first explain what is a business angel, because many people know that we are investors, but they mix us up with VCs, sometimes with venture capitalists, but we're really very, very different. So a business angel is normally a person which is either like a professional of a number of years, or an entrepreneur or a retired entrepreneur that wants to invest his or her money into businesses that are normally still starting up. And it's not just the money that a business angel gives, but it's also mentoring, experience, hand-holding, and network. And in fact, although the business angel might invest a very small amount of money, but they do this at the riskiest point in the life of a company, which is when they are still starting up. So a normal day for me would be normally getting contacted either via email or on social media or LinkedIn by people and would-be entrepreneurs that are opening up a business. And they give me a little bit of a pitch. Now, sometimes they do it like with a slide deck, with a PowerPoint, and sometimes they just talk to me like this. And they tell me, what do you think? Is this something you would be interested in joining or not? And I mean, if at that moment I have the liquidity and I'm interested, I might start a conversation with them. If not, at least I try to point them into some direction, because the whole point of me doing this is I've been an entrepreneur for 22 years, and I want to help the next generation of entrepreneurs.
Well, that is a very noble thing to do, and I'm curious if there's any criteria of becoming a business angel. Did you have to pass a test or something?
No, you don't. However, it does help if you go through a little bit of training, because if you've never done investment before, and even though I was an entrepreneur for many years when I started becoming a business angel, still seeing at it from the other side, from the investor side, is a little bit different. And therefore, there are some very good online training for business angels online, which you might do. Or you might get in touch with other business angels, because sometimes we invest in a group, in a pack. So for example, I am also part of a group of women-only business angels called Rising Tide. And I promote this because there's not enough business angels and not enough women business angels. And together we sort of help each other understand, and especially sort of we invest together, and therefore even the financial risk is not so much.
That is a very interesting concept. I haven't heard about this kind of thing before, and I'm going to look into it after our call. But for now, could you tell me about your own business, so about AcrossLimits?
Yeah, so AcrossLimits is now quite an old company. We turned 19 years old about 2 weeks ago. So I started it in 2001. And originally I started it mostly as, I would say, a normal software company. I mean, my background is IT. That's what I studied at university, IT and business. And I wanted, to improve things. But to be fair, I quickly got bored of building software for like stock controls and accounting. I very quickly got bored of that. And then I kind of got into contact with research projects, especially research projects in the areas of IT and health and IT and education. And that to me, it was closer to my values. It was putting IT at the service of society. And I started participating. Now, the majority of these projects were funded by the European Commission. And back then in 2001, Malta was not even a member of the EU. We became a member in 2004. But as a candidate, we could already participate. And so I started actually participating. I also got lucky. I was chosen to be an evaluator. So I got to see the thing from both sides, both from the side of the commission and the side of people applying. But through that, we became quite good at what we do. And then we sort of branched out also into consultancy. And what we do is today, we also offer consultancies to entities, whether they are public or private, who do not understand how the EU works, have no idea of the different agencies, what they do, what's the role of them. And we guide them to get all the different European opportunities that they can. So we are not funding consultants, and that I make very clear, because many people tell me, so you're a funding consultant. And I'm like, no, I am a European opportunities consultant. So I help people understand where the opportunities in Europe are to grow their business. And this could be through tendering, through networking, through jointly bidding for projects, but it all depends on the client.
And how has it been during the lockdown? It sounds what you do is a very important part of the process for businesses who were looking into funding to do some projects related to health and society in these times. So what was the situation in your business during the lockdown?
We were busier than before. The lockdown was like everything, COVID, health projects became really more important. So more money was pumped into health projects, also by private institutions, not just by European institutions. And also, I think many businesses, because they were at home, they had time to think like, how will I grow my business now? How will I change this? Maybe more digital, more agile, And they contacted us again. Some we were in contact with even years ago, and they came back and you know what? Finally, I had time to think about what you told us. The only thing which it affected us negatively is we run a lot of workshops and events, which are normally face-to-face, physical, and we had to move everything online. And as you can imagine, sometimes there's a bad internet connection and it's quite tiring to do this all the time. So that affected us a little bit, but in general, I have to say it was good for business.
Well, that's excellent. And in terms of revenue stream, how much was coming through the consultancy work versus the workshops and events that you do?
Well, in a way, they go together because we never sell consultancy to someone that has no idea. So the first thing we do is we actually help them to understand. We train them. We give them workshops. Then once we know that they have a certain level of understanding, that's when we handhold them and go on with the consultancy stage. So in a way, the revenue stream, I would say it's almost like maybe 33% the workshops and 66% the consultancy, but one leads into the other. So there is a bit of a symbiosis, I would say, between them.
And was it easy for you to adapt to the way where you just go directly into consultancy because workshops are no longer possible?
We did more of this sort of one-to-one chit-chat on whichever platform we were using. If I'm traveling, and this was one of the major changes for me personally, because normally I am traveling every week or every other week. And now I've been like 3 or 4 months in Malta, not moving, you know. So normally I sit around the table and we get a conversation going and things happen. So it's a different way, it's a different style. But you know, here I have my team. In total, we are about we are 10 people that are normally always in Malta, and 15 people as project workers, which they could also be from abroad. So with a team of 25, we're kind of handling it, but it's a challenge sometimes.
And with the lockdown being lifted now, do you already have the travel plans? Are you eager to go somewhere and have a chat at the table with somebody in real life?
Well, I think some people are looking forward to the lockdown being lifted, and therefore they've already started hinting about dates in the autumn. But to be fair, we have not yet booked any business travel so far. One, because we don't know if there's going to be a second wave in autumn, so it might anyway go lala again. But what we're definitely doing is we are now being flexible and saying, let's block the date. And then if we do it online or if we do it in person, then we see. But at least we are already filling up the diary with different dates.
Well, that's a very good approach to it, I think, to start building up whatever might happen, but to be flexible enough to say, okay, but it might be online. We might not actually see each other in real life. And tell me, what is the outlook for the next few months, for the summer months, for your company?
Well, normally the summer months are relatively quiet. I do not know this year if we will quiet down or if this will continue. For sure, we want to take a little bit of holidays because I think we're all very tired. The majority of us, we have been working from home. Actually, this week, we started coming back to the office in shifts. So today I'm talking to you from the office, but I've decided that even normally, even if things go back to fine everywhere, I think we will work from the office only 2 days a week, like Mondays and Thursdays, and the rest everybody works from home. Because I found people to be more productive, you know, there was a better, you know, less time wasted traveling for nothing. I mean, even though Malta is small, but we have traffic. So, you know, you're saving 1 hour of your life every day if you don't travel to work.
Of course, and sometimes it's more than 1 hour for some people who live a bit further. And how does your team feel about those changes?
They are positive. I mean, I've spoken with everybody and everybody is very happy with this. As long as we keep a couple of days where we all meet. Because I think what was difficult when we were not meeting at all for 3 months is that, you know, you don't align yourself. So if you're working on the same client, but I'm doing one thing and someone else is doing something else, sometimes we were overlapping and therefore, you know, wasting time. So we're going to try having 2 days where we sort of touch base with each other in person and figure things out together, and the rest everybody from home working.
So really, the only thing that was missing for you during the lockdown in the teamwork is a bit more synergy than what was happening. And we started out talking about business angels in this interview, right? And I'd like maybe to finish with that as well. On the business angel front, did you see a lot of difference in how entrepreneurs behaved during the lockdown?
Well, people are more risk averse during time of crisis. So if someone had, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 euros in the bank that they were going to invest before, with the crisis, they might say, hang on a minute, let me maybe not do the investment now, wait a little bit, because I might need that money. If my business does badly, I might need to dip into it for my own reasons. So I can't like give it away. But for sure, what I have seen is much more support and mentoring. So the part of the business angel role, which is more supporting the new entrepreneurs, that one has gone up. So we've been doing like events online, hackathons online, where there's a variety of business angels and experts that give their time for free. It's like online volunteering to the young generation, or new generation, because sometimes it's not young.
The new entrepreneurs were in good hands despite the lockdown. And I would like to thank you, Angele, for the interview and for sharing your insights with us.
A pleasure, Yuria. I mean, this is again something which I like doing, also to give a message of hope to others. And, I invite everyone, if they want to see what we do, to go on our website, AcrossLimits.com. We are maybe a crazy company, sometimes difficult to pin us down exactly what we do. But if someone wants to understand and grow in Europe, we are there to hold their hands and go together.
Absolutely. I think what you do is very, very useful for many, and the people for whom it's relevant, they heard it now, and they will definitely reach out to you. So thank you very much, Angele, and thank you to everyone who joined us today. In the coming weeks, we're going to have many more videos to share with you and many more insights. So stay tuned and bye.